Here we go. Yeah, thanks, Tony. And I do want to give a shout out to our staff at the Lieutenant Governor's office for the work that they've been doing for the last 6 years, but also in the last 10 months or so. So thanks, Tony. Yeah, so good morning, everyone. And today I'd like to speak directly to the Rhode Island residents, families, and businesses. And I want you to know who I am, begin to know who I am, what I believe, and why we are prepared to execute a smooth transition during these critical times for everyone in the state of Rhode Island. I want to make it known that this is my 5th transition being a chief executive of the town of Cumberland, and now moving from the Lieutenant Governor's office to the Governor's office. So I know the territory. It's a bigger jump, more people to deal with, but respecting people one-on-one applies where I was when I was a mayor, and now as a lieutenant governor, anticipating being governor based on the confirmation of our governor as Commerce Secretary and part of the cabinet for the President of the United States. My family has been operating small businesses in Rhode Island for over 100 years. I was born and raised here and was lucky enough to raise my children here and marry my wife, Susan, who we met in high school. That's one of the reasons that we chose to be at Cello's here today. The Cello family and my dad went to high school together. When it came time to get civic engagement, they worked together to open a boys' club in our town. That's my roots in the boys' club. I was a member, I was a board member, I was a president, and then I got out of the boardroom and I coached basketball with young kids for the better part of a decade. I got my start in Cumberland when I served as a mayor, a town council member, but we did our small business issues long before I got into politics. Our town needed help, I responded, and we helped out the town. Today, our state is in a state of crisis because of the pandemic, and that's my intentions as governor, to help the state of Rhode Island. So I've kept my connection with all 39 cities and towns. We're going to continue to do that. I want to make sure that every community, as I've said over and over again, there's 39 cities and towns in the state of Rhode Island. Everyone that lives in those communities is important. Every community that makes up those communities are important. That means every community that makes up the communities are important. So my message to Rhode Islanders today is we're going to work through this together. And we will come out of this crisis stronger than we went in. And as part of the transition, I know that I also need to earn your trust and your confidence. And I intend to do that. Every moment I'm in office, I'll be thinking about how to make the state stronger for everyone that lives in the state, for our families, our residents, our small businesses, our students, everybody who calls Rhode Island home. And I'll be focused on running an honest, transparent government, one that works for everyone. That's who I am. That's what I believe. I want every Rhode Island to know that the top focus for the coming weeks and months will be to beat the COVID-19 with a successful pandemic response and vaccine distribution. Every single one of our 39 cities and towns will be included in this effort as we move forward. And every single Rhode Islander will be empowered to contribute in their own way to build a better future for our state. As for the status of our transition, we've been hard at work. As Tony mentioned, we've been at this for 5 days, 6 days. We've done dress rehearsals, though, anticipating, so we're getting off the ground running. Earlier this week, we announced the chair of our transition team, Joe Rodeo, a local attorney who has extensive experience working with local municipalities, and we look forward to making additional announcements about the members of the transition team over the next week. The transition team will be a map of Rhode Island. I'll guarantee that. It will look like Rhode Island. I received an initial briefing from the COVID response team, and as you know, the governor and I agreed to keep that team intact so that we don't lose a beat. We'll bring our resources to the table as well, only make improvements. I received a public safety briefing from our Colonel Manny, who reviewed how the Rhode Island State Police has adapted to operations during the pandemic. I also met virtually with the Office of Management and Budget for a briefing on the upcoming budget, which I'll be submitting as early as March 10th. I have spoken to the Speaker and the Senate President more than once, and working closely to ensure the legislature is engaged and briefed on our pandemic response, and that they will be involved in the community that they serve to make sure that we contain this virus, the infection rate, and we distribute the vaccines to as many people as quickly as we can. In the days ahead to come, I will receive additional briefings from our State Department heads. I also have phone calls with other New England governors. And we will be doing conversations with all the existing cabinet members, and those plans will start to evolve next week. Our plan is to conclude an inclusive effort to lift up local families, deliver relief to small business owners, and support our frontline workers to ensure a strong recovery that reaches every part of our state. To close out my comments before I take questions, I want you to know that we will work with all our 39 cities and towns, leave no one behind in our recovery, and build a stronger future for the people of the state of Rhode Island. You should have every confidence that this will be a smooth transition and that my team is focused on COVID-19, streamlining vaccine distribution, and putting us on a path to recovery. I love our state, and I look forward to the opportunity to serve. My dad used to say, success is there for you. All you have to do is earn it. I look forward to working together with everyone to earn your trust and your confidence in the days and the months ahead. The slogan for this year is stay positive, test negative in 2021.